Hello, all of my role-playing peeps. This is +4 initiative bonus or roll for initiative. I want to start this video off. Now, this is going to be my Mutants and Masterminds video that I've actually been talking about for the past couple of videos. But before I do that, I want to let everybody know that I have started a YouTube channel. Yay! Please go like, subscribe, hit the little bell in the corner of the video that will let you always get notified when I post new videos, things like that. Okay? Remember, always go and tell your friends about me and how awesome and super cool I am. So, start out now. We got the plug out of the way. Let's talk about what I been wanting to talk about for the past couple of days. One, we play this Mutants and Masterminds game. Now, Mutants and Masterminds is a D20 only game. Okay? Now, essentially what that means is it don't use any other dice other than a D20. And that is it. We don't use anything else. So, now when it comes to that, usually Mutants and Masterminds is a superhero game. Okay? So we've been playing this game for probably 5-6 years, something like that. It's been a while. We've been playing the same game for about 5 or 6 years. For 3 years straight, we played it every other weekend, constantly. Okay? So there's a lot of backstory. There's a lot I can talk about when it comes to this game. Okay? But tonight, I'm going to talk about just the characters, if you will. And they've changed over the years, and they've changed concepts in-game. We've been playing the same game for so long that character concepts have changed. So, which is great. If you've ever played a role-playing game that long, it's great. It can be really, really, really awesome. But we're going to start off with the longest running character that I currently have. This character has played in every single game unless I forced everyone to make a new character for something. So this person has played the same character for long time. So this character's name is Horizon. Horizon is a gravity manipulator character. Basically, she manipulates the gravity around her to be able to fly, to be able to hurt enemies, be able to tear singularities just make singularities, because that's basically all a black hole is just, it's a form of gravity. It's a gravity well or whatever. So she can create singularities, she can fly, she can manipulate anything revolving around gravity. The character's name is Horizon. Now, her original name was Mouse. Mouse is a character that, now in her backstory, she actually was in the Marvel universe. So she is a legit mutant from the Marvel universe. Now, we actually played a game. I wasn't in it, of course, but they played another game where they were in the Marvel universe. And at the end of that game, a portal opened and 2 characters went through. One character named Milton and another character named Mouse. The reason why they called her Mouse is that she was very timid. She was like a wallflower, didn't talk much, and she was very easily frightened. And when she got frightened, she went eep, and all the gravity around her turned to like 50 times Earth gravity and just flattened everybody onto the ground. Well, she's gotten a lot better since then. The character was a teenager to start with, but we've been playing the game for so long. She's an adult, but the character herself actually looks to be about 13 or 14 years old. It's really small. She's a female character. It's real small, real short, real... Now, in her power set, like I said, she manipulates gravity, things like that. She also has a helmet that we've created for her and things of that nature. Basically, the name of the helmet is called Tada. Tada is the artificial intelligence that she's kind of like, thanks Tony Stark and Tuesday from Avengers or Vision, or that is basically what it is. and it speaks only in Japanese, which she speaks Japanese, of course, and it helps her. It can hack things. It can remotely control technology. I mean, it's a big thing. That's the first character. That is the longest running character in the game, next to this one that's currently in it. Next to that one, we have another character named Alex, or Lord Magnus. Lord Magnus is a wizard. He is a straight up wizard. He was 12, 13 years old when the game started, so he's like this kid genius, wizard, prodigy. I can't say that word, prodigy. You know what I'm saying. And he was like 12, 13 years old, and he's gradually grown up. Now, the player that played this character, some stuff happened, and he's not able to come to the games and things like that. So we've not gotten rid of the character. We've kind of just shifted him into like an NPC, kind of like leadership. Not really leadership, but, he's long-running character. Now, this character, basically, he's 12 years old, but basically wound up being the leader of this superhero team, along with him and another character. Another character that's also been... Now, when it comes to the wizard character, Alex, or Lord Magnus, the character is very powerful. He uses point totals and power levels that he has to great effect. And his family is well-to-do. They're off, and he's been privileged a great deal. He's into ballet. He's into dance. He's into like all this stuff because his family made him do it. But he's a wizard. Essentially, in it, he is like a semi-Atlantean almost. That ever so many generations, like some of these people are born. They got this like gene that makes them these ancient ones. They give them natural magical abilities, and that's essentially what he is. Now, his partner is a character named Horrorshow, and Horrorshow is essentially this: think Casey Jones meets Taskmaster. That is Horrorshow. Horrorshow is a badass. Okay, he will break his foot off in your shit. That is what he will do. His name is Kyle. I forget the last name, the real name of the character. It's Kyle something. But anyway, Horrorshow. Horrorshow is a character that's, he's been running a very long time. Almost as long as some of the other ones. I mean, well, they were in the first game. These three, Horizon, Lord Magnus, Horrorshow, were all in the first game. The very first game. Now, when it comes to Horrorshow is this weapon master, martial artist kind of person. He's the guy that's going to strap a grenade to your chest and kick you down the well, and you're going to explode halfway down. He's that character. Anything that he sees, he can mimic. That's his superpower, basically. He's like Taskmaster, if he can keep up with fighting styles and things like that. Excuse me. Also, when it comes to Horrorshow, there's always one character in comic books that always seems to be the glue that holds all the other characters together. That winds up being Horrorshow. He's also got a complication. Now, in Mutants and Mastermind, there's these things called complications, which are like, basically, there are plot points for your character that can give you obvious disadvantages, weaknesses. They can be character quirks, things like that. Well, one of his is that he is extremely, extremely forgetful. He forgets things. And basically what's happened is like he doesn't really remember his backstory. He truly doesn't remember. And it comes into effect in games sometimes. He learns a new piece of information, and it will literally push another piece of information out. And he might, I wouldn't say like forget to tie his shoes or something, but the person that just, owes him $10, he might literally forget that person owes him $10. It's just him. It's just what happens. And his name is Horror Show. He is a very big badass, and he's also got. We've kind of done this kind of thing where, like Wolverine from the Marvel Universe, he's got like 1,000 different origin stories, like where he came from and stuff. Same thing with Horror Show. When it comes to Horror Show, there's one where he's a clone that we've done. There's another one where he's an alien. We've done another one where it's something to do with werewolves that created this character. And there's all these different backstories. And I've always told him all of it has got a little bit of truth to it. It's not all right, but it's just a little bit. So that is Horror Show. Another long-standing character is a character named Zachariah, or the Archangel, or just the Angel. Zachariah is an angel from heaven. Okay? That is up. My light went off. I'll turn it back on. Okay. So, Zachariah is... Now, we're running up on the 11-minute mark. Zachariah is a character that... And my brother plays him. He plays him... Think Thor. He's got that kind of mentality of Thor. His power set is... He's got a sword named Eladrum. Eladrum is a shapeshifter. Basically, if he needs a bow, it will shift into a bow. If he needs a shield to protect someone, it will shift into a shield. If he needs, a big-ass sword, it will turn into a big-ass flaming sword. And that's essentially what that is. Now, his backstory is that he was in heaven, and he's an archangel, and he had a falling out, if you will, and he got pushed out of heaven, and he fell. And when he fell from heaven, he hit the ground, and literally it messed his head up, because when he hit the ground, he has amnesia, so he gets little tidbits of what it was. So, and it also factors into his powers, and as he's playing the character and gets more points and can buy more things, he starts to remember, like, oh, well, I can do this, and I can do that, I can do this. And he's got armor that gives him all these powers. He's got a helmet that protects him from being controlled and things of that nature. There's a big plot that happened that he got controlled, and these people got into the character's base because of the angel, because he let them in. They were controlling him, and they got in and launched an assault against the base. It's a big deal. But that's Zachariah. Okay? Zachariah is a fun character. He's very strong character. But my brother always picks the wrong enemies to fight. We'll leave it at that. We'll get to another story about that later. So, next, I have a friend who is a Joker fanatic. Okay? He knows everything there is to know about the DC character Joker. And in my opinion, when it comes to him, and I've met other Joker fanatics, he seems to be more on the level when it comes to Joker. You just have to meet the character. Now, we're going to have these characters on the show, and people are going to talk about them and things of that nature. But I'll let you discuss that. He created a character simply called Super Joker. Okay? Super Joker is basically Superman with a Joker overtone. Okay? So, his backstory is the real Joker from the DC Universe got kidnapped or captured. There's this... in my world, I've got a group called Falcon. Falcon is the shield of my universe. They have a place called The Bunker. The Bunker is a research facility / prison. And the bottom of this prison, this research facility, they were doing experiments on creatures and entities from other dimensions. Well, they captured the Joker, and they had him in stasis, and they were using his blood because there's weird properties with it. And there's this hero in my universe, an NPC hero named the Silver Champion. Silver Champion is the Golden Age Superman of my universe. He disappeared in 1990. Nobody knows what happened to him, and they still don't know what happened to him. But there was some DNA that was collected back then, And they combined this Joker DNA with the Silver Champion's DNA, and they created a clone. But when they created a clone, it actually created twins instead of a single embryo. So what they done is they took these two entities and they conditioned them, one to be good, one to be evil. And it was this vast experiment that they tested. The other character's name was Jod, Jod the Mighty, or Jod the Destroyer, or whatever you want to call him. He was actually supposed to be the good guy, and Super Joker was actually supposed to be the villain. But something happened with the true Joker actually exerting control over the computer systems with his mind, and actually causing the Super Joker chamber to mess up, and it cracked and busted, and the Super Joker got away, got loose. Well, he was conditioned. He was in the middle of his conditioning, so he's kind of like this semi-good, semi-bad guy when he started. He wound up actually being a good guy, and he became a very long-standing member of the team. He was basically Superman. The big thing with him, though, is he had this gene, one of his powers. He had a mutagen that happened. So once per game session, if he needed a specific power or a specific thing, he could get it. Low level, of course, but he could get it. And it stayed through the whole session. At the end of the session, it went away. So next session, he could do it again, kind of thing. Once a session, which wasn't overpowered or anything like that. But that character actually wound up getting killed. We done this 5-year jump, and we'll get to that later. That's a whole other thing. We're talking about characters this time. Super Joker I liked that character. It was very, very good. Another character that is no longer with us, but is the player still is, but the actual character isn't. It's a character named Milton. Milton actually came over with Mouse or Horizon when the portal opened. When they came over, now essentially what this done, what his power set was, is he was basically a Green Lantern. Basically, he had that style of power where you could create things through energy. I believe he actually he manipulated like raw mana, like magic, but he was also a mutant. This was his mutant power. When he come over, he was a character. Stuff happened, and anyway, moving on. We have another character named McCoy. McCoy is Sergeant McCoy. Basically, he's a big powerhouse character. He deals with the military. He's big and super strong and things of that nature. Moving on from there, we had another character named Dr. Love, or Taser. The character's real name is Dr. Love. Basically, he's this bioengineer that was dealing with this new form of electrical engineering, this new product, this new thing that he had created. Is like this weird blue electrical gel that would bypass loud electrical impulses to travel freely. It was going to be revolutionary. Well, things happened and it exploded and his body absorbed it. So basically, he has electricity powers. His character's name is Dr. Love. Has nothing to do with love. He is like the goofiest character there is. But he's electrical power, but his real name is Dr. Love. He's actually a member of Falcon. He works with Falcon. A low-level researcher or whatever, but he is a member of Falcon. Moving on from there, we have another character, which is my Flash. The character's name is Chrono Racer, which is also played by my brother. Chrono Racer is from the future. He's from 45 years into the future. And the group where Marvel has the Avengers, DC has the Justice League, my world has the Line. They are the last line of defense for this world. That's what they are. Well, he is Chrono Racer from 45 years into the future. He is actually a Line historian for the Line. Well, there was a couple of other characters. They created this device called a chrono accelerator. It's a time traveling device, but it has to be on your person. So the character actually put it on his chest to activate it. When it did, it latched onto his chest. It malfunctioned, latched onto his chest, and we couldn't get it off. and it activated and sent him 45 years into the past, which is where we're at. Now, Chrono Racer is a speedster, but he's not a normal speedster. He is a time manipulator speedster. What he does is he doesn't have true speed. The chrono accelerator actually pushes him through time. So when you see him, he's not a streak. He looks like a ripple or a mirage as he's moving, because literally time itself is pushing him along. And he can move at 3 times the speed of light. He can travel. Now, his chrono accelerator is damaged, so he can only travel so far forward, so far back in time. And of course, this is limited by me, because that can really be game crashing and campaign disrupting. So it's limited by me, but he is a speedster. He's super fast and really annoying. He can be the character himself can be really annoying because he knows things from the future, but he's a scientist. He really is. He's this molecular engineer, and he knows all this about technology. But the problem is the technology that he knows and mastered. Oh, the light went off again. The light. What? Now, the technology and things of that nature that he knows is from 45 years into the future. Like, he doesn't understand what an aux cable is or a HDMI cable. He's like, what the heck is that? He don't know. He's from 45 years into the future. So he has no clue what this technology is. So he's a little dumb, but he's not. He's highly intelligent. He just don't understand the current technology. And that's Chrono Racer. Let's see, who else do we have? We have Chrono Racer, I believe that is the majority of the characters. Right. Well, I almost forgot. We have Maxine, aka Tinkerbell. Maxine is a Falcon agent. She's a field agent for Falcon, and she is a armor suit user. She drives around in this big. Now, I'm not talking like Iron Man level suit. No, she walks around in like power armor. Like, it looks like it's a big 10-foot tall, like big mech suit that she like pilots and moves around in. She's highly intelligent. She's quirky. She's young, and she's a Falcon agent. Has rank in Falcon, but she's been with Falcon for a while now. So that's our superhero team. Oh, I almost forgot. The best character. I have a character named, well, I don't, but my friend that used to play Super Joker, who passed, we talked about, he passed away, he plays another character named Kill Pond. Kill Pond is essentially Deadpool. He literally, on his sheet, has the power to be able to break the fourth wall. He's got immortality, which means he comes back to life. He has massive regeneration capabilities, and he's a kung fu master, basically. He flips around, and he's got swords and guns and all kinds of stuff. Whole arsenal, rocket launchers and stuff. He's got a companion who is a little Mexican who drives around in like a taco truck. That's become like a sidekick for the group. All he says is "si, si, senor, si." That's all he says. But that's my superhero group. Now, in this group, when it comes to all of my villains, there is one villain, if I could actually say, is my character. There is only one that could fill that role. I have a character named the Atomic Brain. He is essentially a 7-foot tall suit of robotic armor. On top is a dome filled with fluid, and there is a brain inside of it. He has become the group's arch nemesis. When he gets defeated, he comes back stronger. Always comes back stronger. He's nearly destroyed the world twice. One time he actually captured Chrono Racer and gained information of the future and automatized and turned people into robots and screwed up the future, and the group had to go through this timeline and get to his moon base, which is called Nancy. He's in a love relationship with it. That they had to get there, and they had to get a hold of his time traveling device and be able to synchron erase her back to be able to prevent what happened. Big, long, it's like a 4 or 5 long game arc that we done, and it's been simply referred to as the Atomic Wars. The atomic brain is atomatizing everybody. He's atomatizing superheroes, villains, and creating all this massive, destruction and destroying cities and all this stuff. And they had to fight to his moon base and get to his time traveling device and synchron erase her back to fix it. It's a long thing. That's a whole story we'll get into later. But the atomic brain has one distinguishing feature. The atomic brain has a very unusual voice that I do. And everybody knows it. When this voice happens, the group recognizes. Now, when he first started, he was kind of a goof character that nobody really paid much attention to because of his voice. But he's slowly become this arch nemesis who has kidnapped presidents, who has destroyed cities, who has killed thousands of people, who unleashed one of his big arcs. He released an ancient evil that took him over, that basically was the Chinese version of the devil. And it took him over, made him immensely powerful. And he always creates, just like Gorilla Grodd always creates the Legion of Doom, the atomic brain creates the Atomic Council. And when it comes to that, the atomic brain will always be the victor. You, the line, you will be destroyed. And that's the atomic brain. And I can only do that voice for so long before it starts to actually hurt my throat. But he's become a goof character that's turned serious, and the atomic brain gives no shits. The atomic brain will mess your world up. And they're currently in a process of... The atomic brain's been missing for a very long time. I've not played the atomic brain for a while. The current arc that they're actually going through is simply referred to as the return of the brain. Now, next Friday, we'll discuss what happened during my Mutants and Masterminds game. Next video, though, that comes out, I will be discussing, be another DM tip. And it will simply be about, you don't want to be a wouldn't it be cool if player or character. Okay? Player or DM. Okay? Now we're sitting on 28 minutes. This is the longest video I've ever done. Anyway, you need to share, you need to like, you need to go to the YouTube page and subscribe and hit the little bell so you'll know when I upload a video. But once again, I am +4 initiative bonus, and I'm going to leave you with this. I'm just going to let you know I am a player, but I'm also a DM, and I'm here for you.